Hey there folks, welcome to this video, and in the background you might be able to hear the end of the Spanish Grand Prix. Wow, it was a lot of fun. Lewis Hamilton taking a comfortable win from Max Verstappen in the end, with Bottas in third, Leclerc in fourth, and Sergio Perez in fifth place. Verstappen could take some consolation that even though they didn't exactly go all according to plan, Lewis Hamilton didn't get the full 26 points on offer today. And, well, also he denied Lewis Hamilton continuation of the run of leading every lap since halfway through the 2018 Spanish Grand Prix. And, yeah, what else can we say? On a weekend where Lewis delivered a sensational 100th pole position, first driver to hit a century in Formula 1, it's fair to say that Max had the best move into turn 1. It's also good to say that they have a good amount of trust between each other, Lewis and Max, and we saw that at Imola, and we've seen that again here, because if it had been a much tougher rivalry, I could have full well seen Lewis turning Max at turn 1. And to be fair, he wouldn't have been outside the realms of just justification for it. He had the track, and Verstappen didn't leave a space. That said, I'm glad that he did leave the space for Verstappen to go through. And as much as Red Bull were able to run off, Mercedes were able to outdo them with the strategy, with a two-stop onto two sets of mediums, meaning they were able to reel in that Red Bull over the end of the race. I honestly thought it was lost by the time that Mercedes had messed up the overcut, thanks to Haas ending up holding them up behind the, well, during the overcut with blue flags. When we heard an FIA Mercedes message, Toto Wolff asking for blue flags. So it's quite obvious at this point that this driver, the teammate of Mick Schumacher, is causing a few issues up and down the grid. I think I saw someone on Twitter's got a list of the amount of drivers he's annoyed, and it's over half at this point. But yeah, what else can we say about this race? Well, overtaking is still an issue at Spain, and that's not surprising. But what was surprising was the amount of problems that the overtakes or attempted overtakes at T1 had. We saw Lando Norris against former teammate Carlos Sainz, and we also saw later in the race Stroll and Alonso. I don't know what's happening as of that because I haven't seen any kind of ruling yet. But I know the way I would have seen it is Stroll couldn't really take the bollards because he was too busy bouncing over the sausage curbs. But either way, it was that incident was then decided by the fact that Alonso dropped back and then had to pit. Either way, Lance Stroll didn't get any points, which means it's another difficult weekend for Aston Martin. And it's a difficult weekend for Alpine, who had a really good run in qualifying, especially Esteban Ocon. But it's a good weekend for Daniel Ricciardo, getting the best of Lando Norris and finishing 6th. And it's a good weekend for Ferrari. 4th place for Charles Leclerc, starting from 4th for, what was it, the 3rd time in 4 races? It's an excellent job for them. And it's good to see Ferrari actually recovering. Elsewhere, we saw Russell relegated points for a while. It's a shame they finished down in 14th, but he's still showing all that kind of promise. And Bottas, even though he didn't have the kind of pace that Lewis did, with the exception of when Lewis had to pass around the reprofiled Leclerc, he did what he needed to do. And that's a good thing. Like, it got a bit hectic for that brief, 10-second window. But apart from that, he did the job he needed to do. And it helped trigger that stop for Verstappen towards the end of the race that helped Lewis secure the win. Because Bottas was acting as a front gunner for a while. He wasn't the rear gunner and backing up Verstappen. He was keeping him honest for a while, so Verstappen couldn't exactly check up to preserve his tyres. So well done to everyone for that. Thank you all so much for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.